I do love a Paul Murray pub test. I like them better when I get invited and get to go along as well, because Paul joins me now from the Gold Coast, where he's got the Mavericks pub test tonight. Good to talk to you, mate. What's the vibe like in the Goldie when it comes to the election contest?
As you know, the most perfect Paul Murray live state is Queensland, and its capital is the Gold Coast. Tonight, I got the best and worst job in telly. The best job because I got the front row seat to what is going to be a ding-dong, and the worst because apparently it's my job to keep them under control. Now, the whole point of the pub test is just like the People's Forum in Queensland tomorrow night. It's about the questions that the viewers of our station have for these people. But obviously, 4 people don't fit into one Senate spot. And that's basically the fight that we have before us here. These guys have between somewhere, published polling, between 15 and 20% of the vote in Queensland. Their preferences will either save ScoMo or give us Albo. The stakes couldn't be higher, and these guys, they're going to play for keeps and no holds barred.
They are indeed, and people like, Senator Amanda Stoker, Pauline Hanson, Clive Palmer, Campbell Newman, all fighting really those 4, as you say, for about 2 spots. So there's going to be some disappointed people. Before we just get back on and finish on that pub test, I want to get your thoughts on what we've seen in the election contest today. I want to show you what Scott Morrison said about Labor's lies, because I know you've been hot on this first. First, here's the Prime Minister.
The Labor Party is ringing up people, sending out brochures, writing to pensioners and scaring them that there'd be some suggestion that our government would be applying the debit card to pensioners. It's just simply not true. And Anthony Albanese needs to come clean on this. If he wants to talk about trust and integrity, then he should show some today, and the Labor Party should stop frightening pensioners. It is an out-and-out disgusting lie.
You got to call it out. You've been doing it every night at 8 o'clock, Paul, but the PM's going hard as well.
Well, as he should. Now, the media has a role to play in all of this. Firstly, stop repeating the lie. Secondly, stop calling it an election scare. It is a lie. Now, I'll tell you what's behind all of this. Guardian wrote as fake memes that were doing the round. So this is some sort of revenge play for Labor. But it is a disgraceful tactic. So I want everyone who's watching this show, who knows somebody who's got one of these things, to do 2 things. 1, tell them it's not true. And 2, rip this up and send it back to Labor HQ. Because the people behind this, they tried to do this successfully against Campbell Newman a couple of elections ago here in Queensland. But they honestly think that they can use half a quote from a couple of years ago as justification. Well, the Prime Minister has looked the country in the eye and called it for what it is, BS. And don't you love this? Apparently, big tech, it'll only censor issues on the right side of politics.
Exactly.
This is the absolute definition of misinformation, yet it's being peddled every day on those platforms.
Yeah, spot on. They only censor one side. It's an absolute disgrace. Thanks for joining us, Paul. Good luck tonight. You're going to need it to keep everything under control. Paul Murray there. He's got the pub test.
How good is Queensland?
How good is Queensland? He calls it the Mavericks. I think it's going to be a bit like the Star Wars bar scene up there tonight. And Paul will keep him under control. And as he said, so importantly, questions from the audience, question from mainstream punters to the people that matter. So it's going to be compulsory viewing 8 o'clock tonight on Paul Murray Live. Big week for Sky News, of course, because tomorrow night we've got the Leaders Forum, also from Queensland, with Kieran Gilbert hosting Anthony Albanese and the Prime Minister Scott Morrison from 7 o'clock tomorrow night. So batten down, make yourselves a cup of tea. There's plenty to watch this week here on Sky News.